GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening. Tonight we'll look at the tent camp that continues to spark fire department calls in St. Henry and the city's new boost to rent assistance funding. Expect a hot, humid stretch ahead and moderate traffic delays from road work. Over to you, Emma.
The Montreal Comedy Festival opens Friday night at Place des Arts, featuring 27 shows across 3 venues, with tickets available online and at box offices.
Headliners include Canadian comedian Sugar Sammy, British improv troupe The Giggle Factory, and Quebec's own Sophie Grace Bouchar, each scheduled for Saturday afternoon and evening performances.
Family-friendly matinee shows run daily from noon to 3 o'clock, offering discounted tickets for children under 12 and free entry for seniors with valid ID.
The festival runs through next Sunday, featuring stand-up, sketch, and improv performances. Tickets are selling quickly, so reserve yours soon. Lots to get to, let's begin. Good evening, Montreal. Firefighters continue to respond to a persistent tent camp in the St. Henry neighborhood. The makeshift settlement, perched on a vacant lot wedged between the Ville-Marie Expressway and the Canadian National Railway, houses roughly 10 individuals. Open flames have become a regular feature of the site, prompting the fire department to intervene several times each week. Chief Mehdi Samsari said crews remain on alert, treating each ignition as a potential hazard to the surrounding residential area. Officials have not disclosed plans for relocation, and the camp remains active as of this morning. Residents nearby report the frequent smoke and heat as a growing concern, while emergency crews work to contain each blaze without further incident. The department logs 2 calls per day, and firefighters emphasize the risk of uncontrolled fire spreading to adjacent homes. City officials are monitoring the situation, but no eviction order has been issued yet.
At 4 this morning, the West Island Women's Shelter announced a citywide partnership aimed at improving diagnosis and treatment of traumatic brain injuries linked to intimate partner violence. Shelter Director Guylaine Simard said the initiative brings together researchers, physicians, social workers, and police to create a coordinated response for victims whose injuries often go unnoticed. The coalition will develop screening protocols, provide specialized medical referrals, and train frontline staff to recognize subtle neurological signs. By integrating health and law enforcement resources, the program seeks to ensure women receive timely, appropriate care and reduce the long-term impacts of hidden brain trauma. Officials highlighted that early detection can dramatically improve recovery prospects, and the shelter's leadership hopes the model will become a standard across the province. Mayor Soria Martinez Ferrada praised the effort as a vital step toward protecting vulnerable residents and pledged municipal resources to support its rollout.
The city announced today it will add nearly $750,000 to the Rent Assistance Bank, run by the Maison du Pier. The extra funding is set to support about 150 families who are at risk of losing their homes. The program provides short-term cash assistance to help tenants cover rent arrears and avoid eviction. Mayor Soria Martinez Ferrada said the move reinforces the city's commitment to housing stability as rent pressures rise across the island. The Maison du Pier expects the new funds to be available within weeks, allowing families to apply for help before the end of the month. The initiative follows a citywide review of affordable housing strategies and aligns with provincial efforts to curb homelessness. Officials hope the boost will keep hundreds of households safe and reduce the number of evictions in the coming months.
Construction is underway on a new affordable housing complex in Saint-Lazare, just west of Montreal, with 45 units slated to welcome their first residents in the fall of 2028. Quebec Premier Christine Fréchette announced the project as a model initiative to expand affordable housing in the region. The municipality of Saint-Lazare confirmed that the development will provide a range of modest-priced homes aimed at families and individuals seeking stable rental options. Work on the site began earlier this year, and the timeline calls for completion before the end of 2028. Officials said the addition of 45 units will contribute to the province's broader effort to increase housing accessibility for residents. The city expects the new homes to be integrated into existing neighborhoods, with local services and transportation links in place. Funding for the construction comes from a combination of provincial grants and municipal resources, a collaborative approach to address housing demand.
CF Montreal is set to send midfielder Mahala Apoku to Greek side Panathinaikos FC today. Opoku, who has logged 42 MLS appearances across 3 seasons with the club, will join the Super League Greece team as part of a mutually agreed transfer. The move marks the first time the Ghana-born playmaker will ply his trade outside North America. Club officials said the deal reflects both the player's ambition to experience European competition and the organization's focus on refreshing the roster. Fans can expect the paperwork to be finalized before the evening, with Opoku slated to report to Panathinaikos for preseason preparations. The transfer adds another chapter to CF Montreal's evolving strategy of developing talent and navigating the global market. CF Montreal will continue to explore options in the upcoming transfer window, aiming to strengthen its midfield depth. Later, a humid spell looms as Environment Canada issues warnings for the south, and we'll see how it hits City. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches, no middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Welcome back. Let's dive into what's happening across the city, and now Emma Leclerc takes us to the local stories that matter.
Environment Canada has issued a heat and humidity warning for southern Quebec and Ontario that runs from June 29 through July 5. Meteorologists say temperatures will climb into the high 30s with humid conditions that feel much hotter, prompting health officials to advise staying hydrated and limiting outdoor activity during peak hours. The agency notes that such alerts are reserved for periods when weather poses a risk of heat-related illness. Because the forecast meets its criteria for extreme heat, the agency has activated the warning and will monitor the situation. As the warning is now underway, residents are hearing frequent updates on local stations and are seeing heat index charts rise each day. Meteorologists will assess daily readings and may adjust the advisory if temperatures rise further or humidity intensifies. Authorities will continue monitoring conditions and will issue further guidance if the situation escalates.
Yellow heat alerts are now in effect across 11 provinces and territories as a sweltering wave spreads through the country. Environment Canada says the alerts cover every region except Quebec and British Columbia, where conditions remain below the warning threshold. Temperatures are climbing well above normal, prompting officials to advise residents to stay hydrated, limit outdoor activity during peak heat, and check on vulnerable neighbors. The alerts remain active today, with forecasters warning the heat to persist through the week. Power utilities are preparing for higher demand, and health services are on standby for heat-related incidents. As the temperature surge continues, families are adjusting daily routines, seeking shade during commutes and keeping homes cool with fans or air conditioning where possible. Authorities will monitor the situation and update the warnings as conditions evolve.
Quebec Solidaire unveiled a proposal today to levy a 100% tax on capital gains from residential sales across the province. Under the plan, any profit earned when a home is sold would be fully taxed, effectively removing the financial incentive for rapid turnover. Party officials said the measure targets speculative flipping that they say fuels the current housing shortage and accelerating property prices. The proposal arrives as Quebec grapples with a severe shortage of affordable units and a market where average prices have outpaced wage growth. If adopted, sellers would see the entire upside on a sale disappear, while buyers could face a slower, more stable market. Advocates argue the tax could pressure owners to hold properties longer, potentially easing pressure on renters and first-time buyers seeking entry into the market. The party has not indicated a timeline for legislative debate.
During Saturday's packed free concert at the Montreal Jazz Festival, 6 concertgoers required medical attention and were taken to hospital. Urgences Santé teams, already positioned for large crowds, responded quickly and followed the pre-arranged emergency plan. Organizers said the coordinated effort helped keep the situation under control and allowed the event to continue safely for the remaining audience. The incident unfolded as crowds gathered on the outdoor stage, a familiar scene for families and music lovers who often make a day of the festival's open-air performances. While the cause of the injuries has not been disclosed, officials emphasized that the swift medical response is a standard part of the festival's safety measures. Attendees were reminded that on-site medical stations are available at future concerts, offering peace of mind for anyone planning to enjoy the summer lineup.
Rainfall across the off-island suburbs has left this summer's strawberry fields unusually sweet, and growers say the bounty could soon show up as lower prices at market. A family farm just outside the city reports that the steady June showers have boosted both sugar content and overall yields, a trend echoed by provincial agricultural analysts. Food experts note that the extra moisture helps the berries develop richer flavor while also expanding the harvest volume, which typically puts downward pressure on retail costs. Consumers can expect the season's first boxes to arrive in grocery aisles within the next few weeks, with the potential for a modest price dip compared with last year's drier harvest. The combination of taste and affordability is turning the rainy spell into a welcome boost for anyone planning a summer dessert.
Now let's turn to the forecast and see what tonight's weather has in store.
A relentless northwest jet stream fuels today's heat, while steady pressure locks in dry, scorching conditions. On this date, Montreal's record high reached 31.1 degrees Celsius in 2018, set during a lingering heat wave that pushed daytime temperatures well above the norm. The record low stands at 12.2 degrees Celsius, recorded in 2015 when an Arctic dip briefly chilled the city despite midsummer sunshine. By contrast, today's climate normal for late June hovers around 27 degrees high and 16 degrees low, placing today's 28-degree reading just above average. Such extremes underscore how the jet stream's position can swing temperatures dramatically within a single season. The live radar shows a clean swath of clear air over the province, with no rain or snow echoes. A gentle ridge of high pressure over the Great Lakes keeps the jet stream aloft, flowing northwest at 130 kilometers per hour and whisking any residual moisture eastward. Montreal stays dry for the rest of the evening, and the map remains quiet as we turn to tonight's outlook. At 6 p.m. Montreal sits under a clear sky with a temperature of 28 degrees, humidity 25%, and a gentle southerly breeze of 8 kilometers per hour. Pressure is steady, holding a near-average ridge that traps warmth. The jet stream overhead, a northwest flow at 130 kilometers per hour, reinforces the dry air and prevents any late-day showers. Sunset will arrive at 8:46, after which temperatures dip to a low of 17 degrees. The UV index is 7, and wind will not exceed 9 kilometers per hour. A heat warning remains active for the island and surrounding municipalities, urging vigilance. With no rain expected, the night will remain dry as we move into tomorrow's outlook. Tomorrow, Tuesday, the ridge will weaken slightly, allowing a moist air mass to creep in from the south. Expect a high of 29 degrees and a low of 18, with overcast skies and a 45% chance of rain in the afternoon. Wednesday remains warm, reaching 31 degrees at peak, while clouds linger and the chance of showers sits at 20%, the low will be 21. Thursday's pattern shifts back toward drier conditions, delivering a high of 32, a low of 24, clear skies for most of the day, and a 30% chance of isolated showers late. Friday holds a high of 31 and a low of 24 under mainly clear skies, while Saturday rounds out the period with a high of 30, a low of 23 and a 35% chance of rain, mostly in the evening. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Traffic with roadworks and a water main repair. Tonight's comedy festival in El Gran Combo, plus Brendan Gallagher's honor. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
The biggest slowdown right now is on Autoroute des Carrés between the des Carrés interchange and Rue Jean Talon. Expect 3 to 5 minutes of extra travel and possible lane reductions as crews finish major resurfacing. On 8 Water Avenue, between de Maisonneuve Boulevard West and Lincoln Avenue, water main work is closing the northbound lane. Traffic is being shifted to the southbound side, adding roughly 2 minutes. Boulevard Cavendish sees routine road work, but traffic is moving freely, so drivers can continue as normal. The Viger Tunnel between Rue Panet and Exit 5 is under maintenance. Speeds are reduced, but flow remains steady. Autoroute Ville-Marie between Rue Panet and the Turcotte interchange is seeing minor lane adjustments, with no major backups reported. Victoria Bridge between Montreal and St. Lambert is open, though a short detour lane is in place for bridge upkeep. Transit runs on schedule across the island with no reported delays. Expect the afternoon to stay moderate as crews wrap up these projects.
El Gran Combo de Puerto Rico takes the stage tonight at the Salle Wilfrid Pelletier, Place des Arts. The legendary salsa orchestra will fill the hall with brass, percussion, and timeless hits, a perfect reminder of summer's heat. Across the city, the Montreal Comedy Festival rolls out shows at venues from the Plateau to the Old Port. Fresh laughs from a lineup of rising stars and seasoned pros make it an easy plan for a night out. At Place des Festivals, Dominique Fils-Aimé offers a free outdoor concert as part of the Jazz Festival. The two-time Juno winner's soulful vocals will drift through the park, letting anyone enjoy world-class music without spending a cent. Looking ahead, Andre 3000's new Blue Sun live show lands tomorrow at the Salle Wilfrid Pelletier, Place des Arts. The former Outcast star's rare, intimate performance blends jazz, funk, and spoken word, promising a night you'll remember. And now here's Jason with sports.
Here's the latest on Montreal hockey, from honors to Hall of Fame milestones. CBC Sports NHL reports the City of Montreal has bestowed honorary citizenship on Canadiens forward Brendan Gallagher, recognizing his contributions on and off the ice. The ceremony unfolded at City Hall Thursday afternoon, highlighting the strong bond between the player and the community. CBC Sports NHL notes that Canadiens legend Carey Price was elected to the Hockey Hall of Fame on Monday, joining the 2026 class led by fellow Montreal great Patrice Bergeron. Their inductions underscore the franchise's enduring legacy within the sport's most prestigious honor roll. The City of Montreal honored Canadiens forward Brendan Gallagher with an honorary citizenship ceremony at City Hall Thursday afternoon. Officials highlighted his contributions on and off the ice, presenting the symbolic title in front of city dignitaries. CBC Sports NHL reported the event. Two Canadiens legends earned enshrinement this week, as Carey Price and Patrice Bergeron were named to the 2026 Hockey Hall of Fame class. Their induction underscores Montreal's lasting impact on the sport, according to CBC Sports NHL.
Montreal Metropolitan Airport in St. Laurent just unveiled its brand new passenger terminal. On June 15, 2026, the facility opened its doors, bringing Porter Airlines and Pascan Aviation together under one roof for domestic routes across Canada. The terminal boasts 9 boarding bridges and a departure lounge that can welcome 900 passengers, instantly expanding the region's air travel capacity. For the St. Laurent neighborhood, the expansion means new jobs, a surge of visitors, and easier connections for local families and businesses alike. Local cafes already see a buzz ready to serve new travelers. The terminal's modern design reflects Montreal's spirit. It's a reminder that the sky isn't the limit for Montreal's growth, but a pathway that keeps our city linked to the rest of the country. And later we'll hear how Montreal is boosting rent assistance funding, bringing new hope to families across the city. Stay tuned.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches, no middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Tonight we turn our gaze to the historic Salle Wilfrid Pelletier, the jewel of Place des Arts, where a hush of anticipation is already settling over the velvet seats. Tomorrow, on the 21st of July, the legendary David Letterman will step onto that stage for his very first performance in Montreal, and the city feels the buzz like a fresh breeze along the St. Lawrence. Longtime fans gather in the lobby clutching program guides while the scent of buttery popcorn mingles with the faint echo of piano chords warming the hall. Inside, the golden proscenium arches catch the soft glow of the chandelier, and when the lights dim, a ripple of applause rises, a chorus of familiar faces ready to share a moment that bridges continents. As Letterman greets the crowd, his smile lights the room, and the audience responds with a heartfelt cheer that feels less like a show and more like a reunion of friends. It's a reminder that art can turn a theater into a home, and that Montreal's open-hearted spirit welcomes every new story.
In the heart of the Plateau, beneath the rust-red awnings of a neighborhood bakery, the buzz of a Saturday morning was suddenly punctuated by the sound of a whistle and the shuffle of skates on a makeshift rink. Brendan Gallagher, fresh from his trade to Vancouver, had stopped by the community center where he grew up, surprising a group of 10-year-old players who had been practicing for weeks. He spent the next hour handing out signed pucks, swapping stories about the old metro station tunnel where he first laced his first pair of skates, and even joining a friendly shootout that left the kids' cheeks flushed with laughter. One little fan, clutching a hand-stitched Canadiens jersey, whispered, "I'll always cheer for you," and Gallagher's eyes softened, a reminder that the bond between a player and his city endures beyond any roster move. The moment captured more than a trade. It showed a community's pride and a player's gratitude, turning a simple stopover into a lasting memory. Montreal's love for its hockey roots remains as bright as the sunrise over St. Laurent Boulevard.
Thanks Montreal for watching. Tonight's look at the tent camp persisting in St. Henry reminded us of community resilience. We'll also break down the new Renaissance boost and keep you updated on the heat alerts across the province. Stay tuned tomorrow for more stories that matter. I'm Mark Beaumont. See you then.